So it's official. Mike Tomlin has confirmed that Mitchell Trubisky will be the quarterback starter versus the Colts. Let's talk about it. G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. This won't be a massive episode, only about 3 or 4 minutes because, look, we're talking about Trubisky. I'm not a huge fan of Trubisky. I've given him a chance many, many times. And as I got there's things outside, by the way, too. I've got to try and sneak this episode in. There's builders outside mucking around with hammers and jackhammers and all those kind of things and saws and whatnot. So I've got to fit this episode in. Not a huge fan of Trubisky. However, I will try and support the bloke as best we can. Now, Mike Tomlin, in his press conference today, said a few things about, George Pickens and that kind of stuff and how he wants to, how with the fans, he's annoyed too and how they feel frustrated, right? But I want to focus on one thing, and that is to do with Trubisky and how he talks about him being in quarterback number one and in-game readiness. Mason Rudolph, he's not prepared that way, or they're not putting him in that position that way. So Mitch Trubisky, our backup quarterback, will be the quarterback versus the Colts. This is really, really the pivotal point. If the Pittsburgh Steelers don't win this game, there are another, 5, 7, and 6 teams behind us with the Bengals, the Texans, the Colts themselves. The Browns are on 8 games. If they don't win that game, then we can say pretty much playoffs are really out of order. It's going to be a far-fetched. Now, the other day I talked about on the AFC North rundown that the Steelers were here. Now, if you replace the 7th seed with the Colts, it's Baltimore, Colts, Pittsburgh. That's funny. It's Baltimore, Colts, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland, right? Those are the guys there. And, of course, they're the AFC North standings too. So this one, guys, if the Steelers do lose against the Colts, but you know what, to me, at this point, I don't really have too much expectation. I don't care if they win or lose. Either way, I'm going to support my team 1,000%. I just want this team to go out there and be competitive. That's what I want to see. I want to see them competitive on the offensive line, offense in general, that is quarterback play, everything like that. So Mike Tomlin has now confirmed that Mitchell Trubisky will be the quarterback versus the Colts, and he's a backup going forward. The only time, and I'm a Rudolph guy too. I don't know, the curious case of Mason Rudolph, coming near Christmas. He was given a chance, taken away by Duck, and then pushed back to the sidelines for the last 2 years. They just don't play Mason Rudolph, nor do they give him a chance to be backup. We haven't seen that happen in the last 2 years. So there's something missing there that we're not being told, or you know what? Maybe not. He's not a good player. I'm not too sure. But Trubisky's in there at quarterback, and now we have to root for Trubisky to win. Will we see that? He's now got 1 week of preparation. In the previous one, he had like half a week. He was thrown there at halftime. You would expect a veteran quarterback to do a lot better than what he did. He did score 1 touchdown. He threw 1 interception, and he also ran in a touchdown too. So we lost by 20-18. So there are parts where he's been improving, but there are also parts where you think back and go, Trubisky is the same bloke I saw last year when he threw 3 picks to the Ravens and lost the game. Trubisky's that guy that he throws into triple coverage and then loses the game. So you talk about Kenny Pickett not being the greatest quarterback. Right now in his career, he doesn't turn the ball over. Whereas Trubisky, he's always trying to shoot his shot and turn the ball over. So I'm not that confident this week with Steelers versus Colts. It's like 50-50 for me, but the Steelers are going with Trubisky. Anyways, that's my time. I said I was going to talk about for 4 minutes about Trubisky. It flies like nothing else. All I can do from this point is, guys, is keep on supporting the team because they got to win this one. If the Steelers don't win this one, we will go to 7-7. And if the Texans win, the Colts would obviously win. If the Bills win, they'd all start to jump up in front of us. And then there goes the wild card. There goes any chance of the AFC North, which is really out of play now. But this week, Steelers versus Colts in Indy, if Trubisky doesn't show up, if the offense doesn't show up, if the running game doesn't show up, and it's the same lackluster, poor performance as we've been seeing the last few weeks, besides maybe the Bengals game, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. Big trouble. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It is my Tuesday, meaning your Monday Night Football. And for some reason, there's two games on at the same time. Oh, and one final point. I want to sneak this in there. Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and who's the other lady? Mahomes' girlfriend. You're all wrong. Each and every single one of you are wrong. And, just crying about nothing. That bloke was offside, right? Tony had his foot over the line. There's pictures going all around the internet. You're offside. How many times have we been getting Steelers getting like phantom calls that were like made up and like, okay, see your Marlowe's over the ball, which he wasn't, by the way, you saw the picture. Christian 46, our long snapper. All right, you see him snap the ball with his head and then they move, they throw a flag. And now this is the hill. This is the hill that the NFL is trying to point at and Mahomes is trying to go after and say, oh, the refs are against us. There's clear visual evidence that the bloke was over the line. His foot was over the line as a guy outside chipping away. There's clear visual evidence of Tony's foot over where the ball would be, the ball in line of the yards. So, Mahomes, I like you even less now. The Chiefs, they're turning into the new Pats. Just tell you that. There's no way that he should be crying and complaining about that call. All right, that's my cue. I'll see you later.